what would winning the Super Bowl do for Nick Sirianni and Jalen Hurts? And I ask that question because you know the sort of disrespect that they get. Yesterday, Steve White just basically tells us that the rest of the league does not like Nick Sirianni.
No, they can't stand. No, he said they hate his guts.
I know, they hate his guts.
Because he talks to, remember, he's the lead NFL reporter.
Yeah.
He's not screwing around. He knows. Other coaches hate Nick Sirianni's guts. And I'm telling you, the whole mugging for the camera thing a few years ago went very – I don't know how many reporters I've spoken to that said –
Oh, bother people.
Other coaches look at it and go, that's a clown show.
Yeah.
That's something that even college coaches at big programs don't do.
But what would a Super Bowl do for him? What would a Super Bowl do for Jalen Hurts? So yesterday, very randomly, I did a hit in Green Bay.
Love that.
Green Bay radio call, hey, can you talk Eagles? They called me Eagles insider Andrew Salciunas. I said, that's not correct, but sure.
But that's all right. We'll go with it.
We'll go with that one. Sure, let's build my profile up. And, they asked me for, the X factor that no one's talking about. And I said, I'm going to say the name, and you're going to say, that's not somebody that nobody's talking about. I said Jalen Hurts. But I said Jalen Hurts' arm. And they were like, whoa, that's groundbreaking stuff. And I'm like, because everyone thinks he just runs the football.
Right.
Just hand it off to Saquon Barkley. I don't think Jalen's going to have to throw for 350 in this game in order to win. But people talk about him like he throws for 105, and that's all. And Saquon Barkley carries them. At times this year, that is what the game plan called for. At times this year, Jalen Hurts did throw the ball only 18 times, but when he did it, it was efficient. On Sunday, he's probably going to have to throw a little bit more. He's probably going to have to throw. He's going to probably have to play the game that he played in the NFC Championship game just 2 weeks ago, and I have full confidence in him that he can do that. But the way he's talked about, it's as if he's just this bridge quarterback. Nobody talks about him as a guy that's a $250 million quarterback and all he does is win. So I wonder, John, at 610-632-0975, I want you to talk about it first. What would winning the Super Bowl do for Nick Sirianni and Jalen Hurts?
I think it's bigger for Nick Sirianni, in my mind, as far as reputation. Because there are still a lot of people that hold Jalen in high esteem, but they won't put him in the Joe Burrow conversation.
Right.
As if Joe Burrow's won jack. We saw the best player in the NFL last night get Offensive Player of the Year. He didn't get MVP. He deserved MVP. Josh Allen, again, Bigfoot. He's never won a damn thing. We just keep hearing about the legend. It's a legend to me because I keep hearing about what he is. And you know what I find out? I say what he isn't is a guy who's gone to multiple Super Bowls, a guy who potentially has won one. So for me, Jalen Hurts, yes, benefits. But for me, it's Nick Sirianni. I think Nick Sirianni's reputation, once you validate with a ring, you're in a club.
Yeah.
Now, you may be in the Brian Billick club where people don't give you the proper respect. But Brian Billick didn't go to another Super Bowl.
Well, that's the thing.
So he's already been to one.
He's now in his second Super Bowl, and this is early.
He's not the sixth winningest coach through his 4-year career. He doesn't have one of the youngest rosters that I would imagine it's safe to pencil the Birds in for 10 wins going forward for like a 3-4 year period. Now, I'm not saying 12, 13. I'm saying safe is 10, and then you go from there. I think it does a lot for Serriani.
Okay, Connor, where do you fall on this? What would winning the Super Bowl do for Nick Sirianni and Jalen Hurts? You grab the audio for us on a daily basis. You hear what the people say on the national media about both of them. Damian Woody at one point earlier this season called Nick Sirianni a clown. So what would winning the Super Bowl do for these two guys that obviously we are critical of, but there are people that go over the top all the time?
Yeah, I think it does more for Jalen Hurts because he's the guy on the field. It would be a much more tangible performance by him to say, hey, he can do this. Like the knock on Nick Sirianni that we thought coming into this year would be if they had success, well, it's the coordinators. And you know there will be conversations. Well, if Kellen Moore goes to New Orleans like it looks he's going to, can Nick Sirianni do this again with a different coordinator? Now, us here in Philly, we've seen him do it twice now with two different guys. And we've seen him have success with first-year coordinators. But if Jalen Hurts wins the Super Bowl on Sunday and he has a performance fitting of a Super Bowl winning quarterback, that entirely changes the narrative nationally on who this guy is as a quarterback. Nick Sirianni, you could still make some straw man argument that it wasn't totally him. You'll never be able to say the guy who quarterbacked a team to the Super Bowl was not a big part of it.
Ah, see, that's a good way to think.
Yo,
Look at
Connor
second
Thomas.
level.
Connor
Second
Thomas,
level, Connor.
Connor, you're supposed to save some of the good stuff for the 8 o'clock hour.
But
No, you're
it's our
supposed to-
last show before the Super Bowl. I'm letting it all rip today.
There we
No,
go.
no,
No, you have a pregame
Oh, we got
show
four and a
Sunday.
half.
Last
We got
show.
4.5 hours on Sunday, dude.
This
Come on,
group.
extended it. We got 90 extra minutes
I'm
on
never good
Sunday.
on that
All right,
show
I need
anyway.
more from you on Sunday. All right, so our topic today, other than just overall excitement, I want to hear from you guys. Hey,
Are
what
you feeling the excitement this morning, though?
dude? I'm fired.
I
up,
mean,
man, I haven't had a sip of coffee.
You
yet.
weren't this fired up in the Uber. This is great because now we're
no.
both bouncing off the walls a little
My
bit. and I
Uber
love
driver
it.
was making us sweat a little bit.
Oh my gosh!
My guy made 3 right
This
turns.
guy, we were not driven here by Dora the Explorer. Let's put it that way.
3 right turns. We're back at the hotel.
Seriously.
But no, I feel it, man. So I want
I'm
to hear.
feeling
I want
it.
to hear from the people, but also our, topic of the day, question of the day. What would winning
Don't
the
piss
Super
off that one guy.
Yeah, what an ass. What would winning the Super Bowl do for Nick Sirianni and Jalen Hurts?
What's up, guys? Andrew Salciunas, my man John Kincade. You better be following us along all week long, because starting Wednesday and through the rest of the week, we got you covered from Radio Row, Johnny.
And it's going to be great because if you follow on our YouTube channel and you like and you subscribe, you're going to get all the great interviews and some of the little fun stuff we're doing behind the scenes to take you along with us to Super Bowl 59.
Yeah, obviously you can watch the entire show from 6 to 10, but all those shorts that we'll be doing. John and I are going to be walking around Bourbon Street. John might be carrying me around Bourbon
That
Street.
could happen.
So we're going to have a lot of fun and we'll bring it to you.
And be sure to subscribe and like on everything on YouTube and check out our socials too. We got you covered.
Absolutely. Thanks.